What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for today, and once again we had an absolutely amazing day. Earlier, actually last night, we go ahead and cash this 8.75x, and then we also cashed a 5x right here with soccer and with League of Legends. Now, one thing I do want to preface, guys, is I'm actually overseas right now in Japan, and I'm normally in Texas, right? That's my home base, so I cannot take these plays at the moment because PrizePicks is not available in Japan. So I'm using Pick Finder to send out the plays and find all the plays, and I can still access PrizePicks. I just can't actually take the final entry. So some of these entries that you see here, they are actually generated by AI, which I think is really cool. But you're just seeing here a pretty basic representation of things either hitting or missing. You're going to see that, you know, when things are green and everything like this is a hit right here, and this is an 8.75x that we actually cashed yesterday. And then right here, guys, we also cashed Soccer League of Legends for a 5x. And then actually this morning, so if you're in the United States, this morning at like 5 or 6 a.m., we go ahead and cash this for Ninjas in Pajamas. These guys both go under together. This guy gets 5 kills. This guy gets 2 kills. And both of these guys go under together in League of Legends. That's normally what kind of happens in League of Legends, and I'll show you why. And this was the LeBron taco that we took it with, and this also cashes right here for a 5.25x, okay? Now, rounding off the day, we also cashed on better right here with Castle and Cade under. We cashed with Jason Tatum. We cashed with Wimby. Get well soon, Wimby. Like I said, I'm a Spurs fan from Texas, so you know, it sucks to see him get a concussion and go down that hard. But we did cash his under 3-pointers attempts right there. I forgot to mention this yesterday, but we actually cashed on Sleeper with Era and Bellany right here, and this cashes for a 3.5x. And then Peyton Pritchard also cashes for us, which was yesterday's play of the day. We took Peyton Pritchard. We took Cason Wallace to go over. Cason plays tonight, so we'll hopefully cross our fingers and he will go over his points and rebounds. But Peyton Pritchard did his thing. He actually got 10 rebounds, assists. And then the only things that really missed was LeBron hit his discount, and then this guy missed on better right here. But again, we cashed 3x right here, 3x right here, and then we missed right here, right? So you get 3x, 2 3x's, and you have 1 miss. Obviously, that's very, very good. And then right here, this was a very interesting one right here. You have this team AL, and both of these guys actually went over together, right? So I took their unders, and I took them over together. And you'll actually see that this team right here, this AL team, they played this NIP team. And I'm going to show you guys the game right now because this game did finish just a couple of hours ago right here in League of Legends. And it was NIP, so Ninjas in Pajamas versus Anyone's Legend. Now, we took the guys on NIP to go under, and we took the guys on Anyone's Legend to go under. And you will see it was actually a 0-2 victory by Anyone's Legend. Okay, so Anyone's Legend sweeps the table, and they sweep both games right here. So in the first game, it was 9-27. I'm trying to think who we bet on. I think we bet on, let's just go over here. We bet on Hope and Tarzan, right? So Hope goes ahead and gets 10 kills in the first game, and then Tarzan goes 7. So they actually go way over their line. But luckily, we took the unders on Care, and we took the unders on Hoya, okay? So Hoya gets 0 kills, Care gets 2 kills, and then the second game, it was kind of much of the same. It was 8-15. Hoya gets 2 kills, Care gets 3 kills, causing Care to get 5, Hoya to get 2. So this does cash this entry here, and then these guys go over because they won both games, right? So a very similar story in League of Legends across the board, guys. If you want to see another example of this, you'll see these 2 FlyQuest guys. And if I can find the game, here it is, FlyQuest versus Lions. You'll see in the first game, it was 10-29, and we took the guys on FlyQuest to go over. We actually took Griffin to go over and Quad. So you'll see Griffin gets 10 kills in that first map. And in the second game, again, much of the same. It was 5-18. Griffin gets 2, Quad gets 3, and both of these guys go over. And Quad's line was, I think Quad's line was 5.5, but it might have been, actually, it might have been 6.5, and the picture might have messed it up. But these guys definitely went over in this game here, right? 5 + 3. Yeah, so both these guys go over for a 5x, and then we also hit this 8.75x, right? So again, not the most pretty thing. I appreciate you guys sticking with me, and you know, understanding that I don't have the most amazing setup right now in Japan, but all we really care about is cash and entries, right? And that's what we've actually been able to do. My luck has been a lot better so far in Japan than it has even in the United States the past couple of weeks. So maybe I'll just stay here and gather some luck or something like that. And yeah, obviously not, but yeah, you know, finally finally things are kind of swinging our way. And I told you guys this for the past couple of weeks, that we've had a lot of ups and downs. We've had some really, really lucky times, or good times, and we've had some really, really bad unlucky times, missing by 0.5, missing by one leg, going 3 out of 4, just crazy things happening. And now, you know, we obviously have yesterday, we had the day before that, which we cashed another 8.5 and a 5.25x, and then the day before that where we cashed a 10x, and I believe this was a 6x. All right, so 3 days in a row of actually 2 big cashes, so to speak, where it's either a 3-man or a 4-man, or, you know, 2 4-mans or a 3-man 4-man, you know, back to back type of thing right here. 3 days in a row of that. All right, so doing really well right there. I do want to get into today's plays before I start talking too much, but before you do anything, guys, like and comment on this video. If you do that, you will get signed up for this signed Tyrese Maxey jersey giveaway. Again, all you have to do is like and comment. If you don't know what to comment, just throw down in the comment who you think is going to win the NBA Finals this year, and that will be good enough for a comment there. And you'll get signed up to hopefully win this Tyrese Maxey jersey that I'm going to be doing a giveaway for at the end of April. A couple more housekeeping things, guys. BOVADA is someone, a company, an app that I have teamed up with a lot in the past. I did not have a code for them for the past like couple of months now, and I finally re-teamed up with them, and I have a link and a code for BOVADA, guys, and get signed up with BOVADA. Super simple to do so. You'll get 2 free months of the VIP. I know I've had a lot of questions about BOVADA recently, and really like last year I had a lot of you guys sign up for BOVADA to get 2 free months of the VIP. So if you do not have BOVADA yet, guys, I'm reintroducing my affiliate link with them and my link to get signed up for BOVADA here. Again, the steps are very, very clear, very easy. Text me BOVADA to my number right here on the screen. Deposit $20. You'll get Cash App or Venmo back the $20, and you'll get 2 free months of the VIP right there. Again, I have apps and codes for POLYMARKET, Kalshi, and then Sleeper, which is another one that I talked a lot about yesterday, right? Because we have been cashing, and they've been giving a lot of discounts right there. So first play of the day, guys. I actually have this play, and then I have an NBA 2-man for you guys, but I could not pass up giving away this play. It's my favorite play of the day right here. Normally when I have my favorite play of the day, I like to kind of put a star on it just so it kind of signifies that I do really like this play. It is Knight plus Viper to go under 23 kills. Now, it's very simple why I like this line, guys. I think this line is way too high for these guys. These guys will probably 2-0 their opponent, which means they will win both games, kind of like you guys saw when I was talking about these games. When you win, you do end up getting a lot of kills, but there are some times where some lines are just too low, and then there's some times where lines are just too high. And this is that case where this line is just simply too high. All right, if this line was 20, if it was 21, I would not touch it. But I do think that this line should be probably like 21.5 right now. And these 1.5 kill differences make all the difference in League of Legends. This is pretty much assuming that Knight and Viper both go to their absolute maximum that they can do over a 2-game time span, right? If you look at Knight, if you look at Viper, I'm not going to go too deep into these guys because they're probably going to win. They do well. They're very good players. This is one of the best teams in the world. I admit it. But there's a lot of times where these guys will still win both games. Look, you'll see, win both games. They'll still win both games, and they'll get 9, 11 kills. These are still a decent amount of kills, but it's not getting like, 15 kills or something like that with the chance to like go over at 23, right? So both of these guys would need to get like 12 kills for them to go over 23 right there, and I just think that is way too high. You can definitely win League of Legends games only getting like 4 to 5 kills per game, and that would mean that, let's say they both get 5 kills per game, that would put Knight at 10, at Viper at 10, and they would get 20 right there. Both playing a very good game. Like getting 10 kills in a whole series is a really, really great performance, but I just think it is simply too high, right? This line is simply too high, right? It's like if you have the best NBA player in the world and his line's like 40 or something, right? That's just simply too high for any NBA player. I don't care who you're talking about, okay? So the next play is going to be an NBA 2-man, all right? So Cade Cunningham, a couple of days ago, I talked about him and going over his points, and we took him at over 27.5. I still do like that play. His line is now at 28.5 on PrizePicks, so there was a slight bump right there, which is nice to see that we got it lower than it really took. Now, we took it with Josh Hart, and Josh Hart actually did not hit our entry, so that was, a couple of days ago now. But I'm taking Cade Cunningham over 9.5 assists, and I think the Pistons are going to have a big bounce bounce back game than what they did last game. And a lot of reasons to that, right? Pretty much everyone on the Pistons played really bad the last game except Cade Cunningham. And if you look here, this is really the number that I want to talk about. You'll see that he had 4 assists last game, but he actually had 17 right here. And what this 17 is, it is 17 potential assists. So pretty much you pass the ball to someone, they have a shot, they either make it or they don't, right? It's kind of not up to Cade Cunningham if the guy makes it or not. But passes, a shot happens, and again, maybe the guy makes it, maybe he doesn't. As you can see, he had 17 opportunities to get an assist, and he only had 4 assists in this game. This is extremely rare. You'll see that every time that he has 17 potential assists, like this game or this game, even some of these games where he has less potential assists, like 15 or 16% potential assists, he's still going over, and that's what's signified with this green bar and then this kind of like, you know, transparent bar right here. But he had the volume, he had the assists, he had the minutes as well. I talked about this a couple of videos ago. He had 40 minutes last game, which is a crazy high number of minutes. And again, he is playing a playoff game where he's going to be in the pretty much the entire game. 17 potential assists, and he pretty much just needs his team to do better than they did, right? There's really no fault to Cade. He had a lot of opportunities, and he fed his team a lot of opportunities to go ahead and knock down those shots, and they just simply did not. And you know, I don't have to be the first one to tell you guys that the Pistons are highly favored in this game. They're the number 1 seed. So, you know, I do think a bounce back game is going to happen for them. And I think, you know, the team just generally is going to shoot a lot better. So I think this is a very solid play right here for Cade. Okay. Second play is going to be Royce O'Neal to go under rebounds and assists. Okay. So the reason why I like this play, it's kind of opposite to the Peyton Pritchard play that I took the other day. He's not in the starting rotation. He's against a very strong defense. You'll see that the last game that he played, he had 6 rebounds and assists. And he's playing a very consistent about 22 to 23 minutes, whether it's the playoffs or whether it is the play-in game. So all of these games he's playing 23 minutes are the play-in games. So he's coming in the second rotation. He's not finishing the games, which is nice to see. And yeah, that's pretty much that, right? It's really not that difficult to explain. One thing that is very important is those players that do not play the final rotation. So when the game is like 5-6 minutes left, who are going to be those players that come in and finish the game off? And Royce O'Neal is not one of those guys, because we've missed so many entries in the past week or two with just that final 50 seconds of the game, 30 seconds of the game, even overtime of the game, where, you know, players are in and they're just recording random stats because they're in for the last 30 seconds of the game, where there's just a lot of fouls coming around and stuff like that. So Royce is not going to be a part of that. And I think OKC is going to just shut down everyone once again, and I think they're going to blow out the Suns, and honestly probably clean sweep this series, because OKC is just incredible. Okay, so this is going to be the 2-man. Is my favorite pick of the day in League of Legends and overall. And then again, guys, get signed up for BOVADA, get signed up for apps like Sleeper as well, and claim all of the different discounts and promos and free plays and stuff like that they do have. And then go ahead and like and comment for this Maxi jersey giveaway. We are pairing together nicely. We are, you know, on a very nice run. We're building momentum. Again, I apologize that things might be a little bit messy for the next couple of days, but again, wins are wins, and I'm not going to complain about that. And the number one thing we want to do here, I don't really care how pretty it is, or, you know, I've never been the person who has the crazy nice setup with microphones and, you know, professional lighting. The main focus of this channel is not about that. It's actually cashing entries and cashing 3- and 4-man entries long term to go ahead and win. And we are finally starting to pick up very fast momentum. All right. So if you want to get into the VIP, guys, my number is all across the screen. You can sign up for different apps. If you want to get in, I can cut you a deal or something like that too. I want you guys to get in. I want you guys to start cashing. So just text me, guys. I'm here. My number is that is my personal number on the screen, and I'll go ahead and find some way to get you in and start cashing with us every single day. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.